Good morning, everybody, on LinkedIn Live. Once again, my name is Adrian, and I'm the CEO and founder of Career Agility International. And together with me, Yen, our super coach, we are here again on a Friday morning talking to you on our Career Success Show. My brain is a bit slow because last night I was working all the way up to about 1 a.m. Giving a global talk. But how are you this morning, Yen?
It's a Friday.
I
How's
hope you had
everyone
your coffee
doing?
already.
Happy to be
I hope you
here.
had. I hope you had your coffee already.
My coffee is right here.
Okay, okay,
It
cool.
doesn't say keep calm and career on, but maybe we can create some swag that's the size of this tumbler because
Yeah, yeah.
that's the amount of coffee I drink in order to
I
stay
think so.
awake.
I think so too. For those of us, our listeners tuning in on Spotify, hi! I'm so happy to have you. Our Spotify viewership is growing and it's growing by leaps and bounds. I think, especially Spotify is a great platform for learning because when you are exercising or doing the stuff, doing even your cooking in the background, just turn it on and it's wonderful, isn't it?
I love Spotify because it doesn't have the distractions of other people's posts, just like LinkedIn. Because on LinkedIn, sometimes you look at the comments or you might flip over to the front screen and you get to look at your feed, and
Yeah,
then the feed, and you get distracted because you're looking at
you get
everyone else's
distracted. Yeah,
feed. Yeah,
yeah.
so
And you know
Spotify is
what I
great
really love?
if you're trying to do two things at the same time.
And you know what I really love about Spotify? You can put the speaker, the guy on 1.5 times, and you can finish up the session much earlier rather than listening to him talk at his speed.
Lesser
So,
on.
but I don't know. I don't know. No, it's for me. I listen to Spotify when I'm doing my exercise and I'm riding, and I find it's a great distraction from the pain when I'm exercising. So it's just wonderful.
I like the podcasts, so it's
Yeah. So,
wonderful. But
and a
anyway,
big shout out to
TGIF to
and a
everybody.
TGIF. And a big shout out to all our viewers on LinkedIn Live as well right now. I see quite a number of you guys out there. If you have any questions you want to ask, please feel free to drop it into the comment section. Click like, share this with your friends. And our purpose at Career Agility International is we want to help as many people with their careers as possible. So if you have a question or if you want us to talk about a specific topic, reach out to us, drop us an email. And over the past 3 years that we've been running this LinkedIn Live show, we've had a lot of fantastic feedback and very good suggestions for topics, right, haven't we, Ian?
So today we want to talk about the reasons you should not. Well, let's reverse this. Five the wrong reasons for staying. Wrong reasons. But there are also right reasons for staying in the job. But today we just want to talk about some of the, I guess, the excuses that we hear from a lot of the
Yeah,
people we speak with, as to
yeah,
how they want to leave, but they're unable to for a variety of reasons. And some of it might be, I think some of it might just be a lot of, I don't know, fear, or maybe they're
fear,
stuck. But we should
unknown.
talk about why they're stuck.
Yeah. Yeah. So one of the when I was a kid, there used to be this really horrible comedy series called The Benny Hill Show. It's a British comedy
Mm-hmm.
show, and full of sketches. And there was one sketch which particularly amuses me even till today. It shows a mom cooking in the kitchen, and then a voice goes up in the background. Shows a lady cooking in the kitchen, and in the background, a voice goes, "But I don't want to go to school. All the kids in school hate
Yes.
me." And then then
Yes.
the then the later round it says, "But you have to, dear. You're the principal." So,
Yeah, I remember that.
and then it's Benny
We've
Hill.
seen we've
It's
seen we've seen similar ones on comics as well. And anyway, yes, yes,
it's
I remember
you know,
that.
you know, so
But
so sometimes you just hate
Benny Hill,
going to.
very bad. Please don't watch Benny Hill.
It's very yeah. It's terrible. It's funny at that time. If
Yes,
you view it today, he'll be cancelled. Okay, for the sexism, for the
yes.
racism, especially when he pretends to be this Chinese guy called Chicken Chow Mein. Anyway, for those of us here
Mm.
who are young enough to remember, who are young enough not to remember Benny Hill, you just go Google him or go on YouTube and you'll see how
Please
how
don't.
amazing the old days were. But anyway, we digress. Now today we want to talk about reasons why people stay in a job they hate. And in
Yeah.
our practice as career strategists, and we talk to a lot of people, and some of them really hate their job and they are on the verge of quitting, but they don't.
Yes.
And when you
Yeah,
ask them why,
they have their resignation letters already prepared in their drawer or typed up and saved and
yeah,
draft on their emails,
yeah,
and yet something is not they're not sending it. They're not doing anything because maybe they haven't lined up all their ducks.
correct. And sometimes they kick the can down the road. Oh, maybe next month, and then 2 years passes, and then deep down inside, they get increasingly frustrated. And the thing about
Yep.
career frustration is that it spills inevitably. It cannot be contained. It will spill over into your personal life.
Into your life. Yes, absolutely. And when people get frustrated, they get burnt out, and that's not
They
healthy
do.
either. And the
They do.
longer you stay, sometimes the stucker you get. Is that such a word? I'm sorry, it's a Friday.
The stuckier you get. So
The more stuck. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
the more stuck.
I
Okay,
can't England today.
the stuckier you get. So so how do you then unstuckify yourself? We're gonna talk about that later as well. But we're gonna explore the real reasons why. I mean, these are not. Some are valid, some are not. But if you are in a job which deep down inside you know that this isn't the one for me, maybe because it's you have an oppressive boss, maybe because it's the company has changed or you have changed or there's a new trigger, and you know deep down inside it's not the job for me, but I'll still stick around anyway. Today's episode is for you.
Especially if the reason for staying is because I need the money. I think
Yeah,
that's
so we're gonna
okay.
explore that as well.
I don't know.
Yeah. So what we're looking now is this. Okay. One of the biggest reasons whenever we encounter an individual who says I want to leave my job, but I don't dare. A lot of times it's because of the fear of the unknown. They don't know what's
Yep.
out there, and worse still, sometimes the bosses will scare them and say, you think this is bad? Outside in the other company is worse. I'm a very good boss already, and then the emotional blackmail comes in.
Yeah. Or you know how when you catch up with friends and everyone's just complaining about their jobs, and so it seems to be that the whole world is, and that all jobs are bad and that everyone is unhappy. And so sometimes it's really
Yeah.
the people you hang around with as well. And the monster
Yeah.
of your imagination is always going to be scarier than the monster you can see. So
True.
yeah.
And then you have then there's this big, hairy, scary unknown out there that if I've been in my company for the past 15 years. Can I survive out there in a new environment? And sometimes there's a lot of
Yep.
self doubt creeps in as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yep.
self doubt a lot of times it comes to a point where you get paralyzed, and therefore I say it can't be as bad as in here, and then people stay behind. I encountered this client 2 years back, and he was in a company for 21 years, and his biggest fear is that I am so comfortable here. I don't think I can cope outside, and therefore I'll really just stay in here, and 2 months later, he got retrenched, and he was forced to go out. And
Oh dear.
the moment he got retrenched, he went out. Headhunter started calling him because he was really, really good. And the most interesting
Yeah.
thing is that he landed a job within another month or two, and he's thriving there today in his new company. And he said, "What was I scared of? He was afraid of the unknown, and when you're afraid of the
A lot of
unknown,
people, yeah.
yeah,
A lot of people fear
it's just
change. It's really
yeah,
the fear of change. And what you were saying about the comfort zone really leads into the next point, which is the inertia.
yes,
And that is actually more just I won't call it laziness. I think it's more like complacent. If things are going well,
complacency,
why would I want to change things up? And so
yeah,
your story of that individual is like a cautionary tale. But no, I think everything in its time. I'm not saying that, hey, you better quit before you get retrenched, because retrenchment is not necessarily something you can control.
yeah,
And it's not something to be afraid of. I think if everyone had all of their career tools at the ready and they're always staying agile and connected to the outside world, then there's nothing to be afraid of. So, yeah, please don't quit because you fear retrenchment. I think that's the wrong reason.
yeah. And with regards to inertia, by the way, for those of us here who have forgotten our O-level physics, inertia is Newton's law that says an object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. It's the force that stops me on a weekday evening from going to the gym because I'm sitting there watching Netflix, and I don't want to get off my ass. So that's
And
that's that's
that's why I need to get the exercise out of the way in the morning. So if not, I'll never get it done in the evenings. Knowing that
yeah.
helps me to overcome that inertia. Yeah.
And yeah,
Is there a
so
delay?
yeah,
Is there a delay in the tech?
your
There's
mic's
a
your mic today from your I think your Wi-Fi connection in your home is a bit choppy today, but it's okay.
I suspect we face technological bumpiness all the time, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, we do, but we are resilient and we shall soldier on. I think one of the
And
biggest
our audience are
challenges.
forgiving.
Oh, yeah, I know. We love you too, guys. So, one of the things about inertia is that if the often we fall back on this situation where if it ain't broke, why fix it? It's
Yep.
painful, yeah, but it's going to be painful outside as well. And the job search itself is such a pain. I rather not go through it. In fact, one of the most common things is I don't want to sit down and redo my CV even or update my
Yeah.
LinkedIn. So as a result, no, I don't want to go on a job search. So how then do you break inertia? One of the things we recommend is this very interesting book called Atomic Habits by I can't remember his name. I'm terrible with names now. And what this guy he says, what the right author says is, if you make a small change in your behavior, okay, you can actually have huge results. You don't have to go all out and make a huge change. So, for instance, if you want to break the inertia, maybe you just start talking to people who have moved, or maybe you can start talking to your headhunters, or even just the process of updating your CV could end up setting you a
Yeah.
new path.
It doesn't take much. I think one external lunch a week can sometimes give you some ideas as to what's out there as well. So you don't have to be actively job seeking. You should just reach out and figure out what's going on in the market so that you're clued in to the trends. And if the trend fits what you think you could do, and then you can then start making the move. It's like sometimes you were to put the cart before the horse, it can be a bit difficult.
Yeah, I know. Yesterday I was on a global call and global training, and I said you put the horse before the cart, and they were
Which
looking
is
at me
correct.
funny. I was going, put the horse. No, you put the cart before. Okay, never mind. Anyway, it's Friday morning. I'm not gonna process that. It's the same as you can't have your cake and eat it, or is it you can't eat your cake and have it? Or okay, never mind. One of
Yeah.
those. One of those Friday morning. Let's not go into that. But inertia kills. And
Yeah.
inertia. If you kick the can down the road, it can actually snowball into something that becomes really ugly and even more unpleasant.
Yes. Yeah.
It
When
becomes
you
a more
avoid
more
Yeah, when
yeah.
you
It's
avoid a
it's it's
problem, it
tough.
gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
break inertia by just making small changes to your habits, even just talking to a headhunter or updating your CV, and talking to friends in your other companies that you've interviewed with or your friends are working there. Just finding more about the market, or even
Yep.
just come talk to us. A small change, a small deviation to your normal behavior
Can change your
can lead to
trajectory.
huge. It's amazing. Okay, so
Yeah.
break inertia because inertia kills.
Quick one, Adrian. And we have a comment that Atomic Habits is written by James Clear. Thanks, Charles.
Oh, James Clear. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I read that. It was an interesting book. Talking about books, I am I've been reading quite a fair bit as well, and this book is really interesting. The other book which I was hoping to get my hands on was this book, Working Surrounded by Idiots, and
I
it looked really interesting, but
have
it
it.
was a bit heavy. It was written by you, right? So it's
No.
about it's a tell all about working in career agility with me, right? So surrounded by idiot.
Self-obsessed much, Adrian? No. Yeah, it's it's not all about you. No.
It's not all
Yeah,
about
I
me.
have it.
It's
It's It's good.
It's a personality profiling book, which I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah.
I know you enjoy it because you're into that. But
Yes.
it's a book you can just pick it up and read if you want. The old stingy old Adrian. What I do is I go to the library and I just borrow it.
Yeah.
I've got no
As you
shelf. I
should,
got no bookshelf
because there's
space. I've
no
got no more
shelf space
bookshelf.
left. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I still like
So
the idea of a physical book. So, inertia, get out of it. Start with small habitual changes. Okay. Now, I think one of the other silly reasons is this false, and I call it false because it's not really real. It's this false sense of loyalty or obligation to
it's
your
not
team. I
false.
can't leave my team down. I
It's
don't
real.
know. I don't know, Yen. Is it?
It's
I
there's
mean,
a real
okay,
sense of loyalty.
it's a real sense of loyalty,
It's
but it's a
real.
false. Okay, I'll take it back. I'm not gonna say it's false.
It's you yeah. So there are many stories of people I know who stay because the boss is the one that brought them up, so to speak. Like you join the leader, and 10 years on, you've been promoted through the ranks, and you feel an obligation because the your leader is the reason for your success.
Yeah.
And to cut the apron strings at the point in time, any point in
Snip, snip.
feels feels disloyal, and so individuals I know find it really hard. The other
It's an
reason that it's
obligation,
really hard,
basically.
the loyalty nuance is when you got the role through a referral, and that referral you can't quit because
Yes.
you would then impact the relationship of the person who opened that door for you. So there are many I call these sticky situations. It's a stickiness that is very hard to banish. Come talk to me about it, because I'll give you a narrative. I'll help
Yeah.
you manage your exit if that's what you want to do,
Yeah.
because exits also require strategies.
Yes. And I think one there was a situation, in fact, just 2 months back, I was talking to this individual, and she didn't want to leave because the project isn't done yet. I started on this project. I know I'd feel bad abandoning a project if I leave. I have an offer in hand, actually, and I think this project is going to be tough, but I cannot leave it, otherwise the project will fall apart. And when I asked her,
Yeah,
how
that's
long more will the
misguided.
project last? How long more will the project last? No, a year and
two
a half,
years
2 years. It's like, okay, that's okay. Maybe the word's not false. Maybe the word is misguided. Sense of loyalty,
Misguided. That's right.
misguided. Yeah, I cannot England today. It's
Yeah.
terrible. So
You too.
drinks with the two of us. Oh no, help me! I need a break. So it's a misguided sense of loyalty
Yeah.
to a goal, to the organization, to the
And to
people
think that
around
you're
you.
indispensable, to think that you are going that you would make such a huge difference, and that
Yeah.
you're the linchpin or the hinge for everyone's success, and
And
everything
for
falls on your
this,
shoulder. Actually, no.
it's,
So when you're loyal to the leader, and the leader decides to dispense with you because he's under pressure to perhaps reduce cost, I don't think he'll feel the same sense of loyalty. I don't know.
yeah, and
Organizations.
organizations, right? And I think, and I'm trying to be very careful around here. I think if there's one party that you should be loyal to, it's your stakeholders. And your real stakeholders are yourself, your family members, and the people that you are supporting, and the people at
Yes.
home that are looking to you for leadership. Okay, which means that,
Yes.
if this role is killing you on the inside, and you're coming home grumpy and grouchy, or strained or tired or exhausted, or even if your health is suffering, your loyalty isn't to the company, your loyalty is to your family. And I think it's time to
Yeah.
consider moving.
I remember you told me the story of the person you ran into, right? There was bandages. They were
Yeah.
postponing their operation, postponing their treatment because there was something they
Yes.
needed to get done first. And the thing about these business cycles and these projects is that the next one will come before the what this one is,
Yeah. It's
and then there'll be
a
another
never
one,
ending story.
and the road
Yeah.
never ends. Yeah, and then
It's a never
you
ending
keep
story. So
postponing your health.
rinse and repeat,
Yeah,
rinse and
it's not
repeat. Yeah.
healthy. Yeah.
Yeah. So the way I see it is, loyalty is good, but loyalty to whom? And we always say that understand who your key stakeholders are. And if you know, if there's a better job out there, I think you owe it to yourself and your own career and your own key stakeholders in your life to explore it rather than just I'm going to be loyal to my company, because I can tell you unequivocally that loyalty well, it doesn't quite exist. Company loyalty to employees doesn't quite exist anymore, because
Yeah.
that's the way the cookie crumbles, my friends. That's the way the cookie crumbles. It's very cynical,
Over
isn't it, on a Friday morning?
But we wanna talk about the fact that maybe it's not the word loyalty that we should be shooting. It really is about commitment to your obligations. And so if you've committed to something, you absolutely should, because your professional reputation is at stake. And then there's a limit to that. So we're not advocating blind loyalty, and we're not saying that blind loyalty is bad either. I think there is a time and place for everything, and we need
Yeah,
to be able to unravel that complexity to figure out the best strategy and how to
yeah,
execute your plan. Because
yeah,
as you pointed out, you're right. The loyalty is to yourself, and what do you want to do? You want to accelerate your career. You want to have better returns. You want to have a stable income,
yeah.
and many more. And so I think there's a place for that. But we are saying that if you have given your word on something, you should absolutely see it through.
Absolutely, yes. And it's something which you just should think about, okay? But don't just blindly stay in a role because I want to be blindly loyal to this. We have
Person.
lots of horror stories. Yeah, the
Yes, we
person or
do.
company or project. We have lots of horror stories, which we shan't scare you with. But just have a think about it. If you're in a job that you really hate, take action and move on. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
besides loyalty, I think one of the other soul sucking reasons why people stay in jobs they don't like is the money. It's all about the money.
I I think we need to feed ourselves. I don't know. It's very easy for those of us who have enough funds put away to be able to say money is not important. It's not that
Yeah,
easy if we are in the process of building our nest egg, and we've got
yeah,
mortgage and a car payment and a bunch of
yeah.
loans. Yeah, I think money is really important, and money is very
Yes,
complicated. The moment we put money
it
into the
is.
equation, it's emotional. So we need to
Yes.
figure out whether or not we're making an emotional decision or whether we're
Yeah.
being strategic about it. Yeah.
Have I have this boss, one of my first bosses I had in Shell, and he used to give me this important piece of advice. He said, "No, Adrian, this job, he's been on the job for over 30 years, very senior old guy, okay, and old hand on the job." And he said, every month, every day at work, I go to work, I get stressed out by people, by customers, by the management, by you, okay, and everyone else. It's very frustrating. But on the 26th of every month, when my paycheck comes in, I look at it and I smile and I go, yeah,
And
okay,
I'm
I don't mind
happy.
it, and I'm happy until the next, until the money's all gone. So sometimes the money does solve
It's a
the
it's a
pain,
very
the
good
misery.
yeah.
It does.
Can I
It
just
does. It's like okay.
tell you a story?
And yeah, tell me.
Many years ago, I was going
Many
through a
years
bad.
ago.
I was headhunting at the time, and things were just, yeah, I was headhunting at the time, and things were just not great. It was a week. It was a the hiring leaders were sucky, the candidates were sucky, and the deals were kind of constipated, and nothing was happening. It was really tough. I remember opening up
Yeah.
my commission statements just to look at it, just look
Just
at
open
it,
up.
and you go,
Okay, I don't
okay,
mind. It's not that bad.
I'm
That's
being
funny.
paid to manage all of this. It kind of puts things in perspective
Yeah,
as to
yeah,
why I was doing it.
yeah,
You're right, it
yeah.
solved for a while.
For a while. But the thing is, I know this other individual. She's in compliance in the bank, and the work is so miserable. She goes back home every night to drink. Okay,
Oh dear.
to drown the stress. And when I asked her why don't you leave, she said the money is so damn, pardon the language, so damn good that I can't give it up. And I said, can you find something else in another organization, in another bank? And she said, yeah, the money is equally good elsewhere, but the job is going to be equally bad because it's where it is.
Yeah.
So she hates the job. She says every day, I I'm fighting the regulators. I'm fighting my own internal folks because as a compliance person, your salespeople are coming up to you with deals that they want you to push through, but you know you cannot push through. Otherwise, you
Yeah.
end up in the news
Yeah.
like that $1 billion money laundering case, right?
Yeah.
So you can't do it. So she's fighting everyone all the time, and it's exhausting and it's tiring. But she can't quit because she's just the money is just too damn good. So, but
And if
as
it's
a
just as
result,
bad outside, and if it's just as bad outside, then better the devil she knows than the devil she doesn't.
yes, exactly right. So that's where maybe leaving the job may not be a solution either. That what might be a better solution if you are in a space like this is to adopt coping mechanisms, to adopt
Yep.
strategies to manage the stress. It's building your resilience, becoming anti-fragile, and just come to us. And Yen's very good a coach in terms of teaching individuals and executives how to manage these tricky situations.
It is complex, and it requires a mindset shift. It requires specific strategies, and it's very, very contextualized because everyone's
Yes.
different. So our coping methods are different. So yeah, if you need career therapy, come look for us.
Yeah, and one more thing is that if you really have to drink every other night,
No,
uh, it's not a good thing. Okay,
that's
it's
no.
it's not a healthy coping mechanism. If it's on a weekend with friends, it's fine. That occasional Jack Daniel, whatever it is, it's fine. But if you are drinking to relieve stress, I think that is something you need to look it square in the face and go, I
Yeah,
need to address this. If your job's that stressful, I think it's time to make a move. But no, come talk to us.
make a
So,
change. Yeah.
so money can be a very addictive drug that makes you oblivious to the amount of pain that you're feeling, but after a while, it even though it masks the pain is still there. So don't be misguided by that bank account because everything else in the long run, if we talk about career sustainability, how long can you sustain in that role? So think about it, and I think it's in a way it's a happy problem to
It's,
have if you're being paid that much to take that much stress. Uh, Different
on
strategies. Okay,
this
come talk
note,
to us.
on this
Uh huh.
on this note about money, if it's too good to be true, and an organization in the future offers you a significant, much more significant chunk of change to join them, please watch out for it. Something's not quite right. There's a reason why the money is so good. It's because the crap you have to clean up is a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and on this topic of money, just a slight digression. Sometimes you think it's the money, but and I had this person I spoke to, and she said, I don't mind taking a pay cut if the job was less stressful. And but when the offer came along for a smaller job with a pay cut, ultimately she decided that it was not because the money was just too darn good.
No.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, just think about it.
It's a very emotional decision.
It is,
So
isn't
we
it?
need we
It
need to
is.
unravel. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the second last thing is external pressure. Now I'm thinking under pressure, pushing down. Sorry,
Please don't
Friday
sing.
morning. I'm not gonna sing, but we all feel pressure sometimes. But this is external pressure. What do you mean by external pressure, Ian?
This is when other people tell you not to quit because of something that benefits themselves. So it's like, no, 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 you have to stay in the bank because I like going out to, well, maybe your mom won't say that, but effectively your parents might say, I like telling people that my daughter works in this bank, or my son is working at this large company, or that the benefits are so great. And so the pressure is coming from outside of yourself, to stay in a job that you hate because it benefits other people and not you. And so that could be a very tricky situation.
It could be. And let me share a funny story with you. I actually know of a classmate who ended up working in Procter and Gamble, and she wanted to leave, but she only decided to leave after her child was toilet trained. because she was getting a whole lot of Pampers for free. So she said, "Okay, I'm going to leave, but only after the toilet train." And then she left and she joined a infant formula company just for the perks for a second
Yeah.
child. It was so funny. And she said, "Okay, I'm going to leave." So I asked her, "Are you going to leave only when they wean off infant formula?" So it was funny. Sometimes the external pressure is
It's
definitely
it's a
alright.
funny story. There's also the ones where if you stay in a company long enough, your child gets to benefit because there's like university degrees
Yeah.
or something with a very long timeline. If you have served 10 years, and you continue to stay, and if you're still currently working at a specific institution, then your child gets to study for free, for example. And there's a lot of that. I mean, I guess
Oh,
those are great retention strategies.
that's
Is it cool,
That's actually
right?
holding you No, that's holding you ransom. No, so you have to work. Otherwise, your child will be booted out of the international school. So sorry,
Um,
it's
uh,
like, oh,
I never said it was an international. I was talking about tertiary institution.
oh, okay, okay,
But
okay.
I
Because
think I think
just
that I
thinking.
think that it's a long term thing. It's an educational institution. So I have heard of such stories, and the
There's
person
such
stays.
stories. I know.
And I mean, if
Yeah,
I do recommend that if there's internal mobility options, you should absolutely look into it because
yeah.
you're
I
not
think so
stagnant
too.
in one
I
role
think
for
so
say
too.
15, 20 years.
Yeah,
You get a chance
yeah,
to try different business units and do different job scopes, which also be very beneficial in the long run beyond
yeah. I
this
agree.
role. So true, yeah.
I
And
agree.
there's always alternatives. Come talk
There's
to
always
us.
alternatives. So don't bow down to external pressure. Sometimes you need to manage that pressure as well, because if you stay in a job or if you leave a job because of external pressure, then it's not you. It's someone else influencing you. It may not be a good decision either. And I think one of the last thing about it is ignorance. I don't realize that things are that bad in here because my head's in the reads all the time. I'm doing work, but I don't realize that the whole market is moving, and it's growing or it's
Yeah,
becoming obsolete.
yeah. And I don't
Then you
know if
stay.
if you're talking about hunkering down and putting your head in the sand, then the image on our slide shouldn't be a panda. An
Ostrich.
ostrich.
Yeah, but pandas.
um,
Our book about career pandas, right? So yeah, if you're a career panda, sometimes you're just not adaptable to change, and you're just happy to sit there and eat and enjoy life
yeah,
while it works. So it's sometimes we need to, and I don't know, like what I was sharing with our clients at the talk yesterday.
yeah,
Sometimes we do need a work quick to come in to shake us up and make us
yes,
think about, to reflect.
yeah,
So the work quick
yeah,
could be
yeah.
a new boss. It could be anything that just upsets you enough to want to explore the outside.
It's a very similar story to those of us who take our health for granted as well. We're very complacent
Oh
about it
yeah,
until we
that's
have a
true.
health scare. After we
That's
have a
true.
health scare, and then you're suddenly a little bit more attuned to
Yeah,
sure things are
it
good,
happens
and
to the best of
you would
us.
you would
Yeah,
create better, healthier healthier habits. So it's the same with a career as well. Sometimes you get a bit lazy, get a bit like, yeah,
it's
fine.
very true.
I don't care about
It's
what's
very
going on
true.
outside, and so
Yeah.
it's like I don't know what I don't know, and if I don't know it, it doesn't exist. Kind of like a dog or a baby that plays peekaboo. If it's not there, if I can't see you, it means you can't see me either.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we sometimes get a little bit shocked if there's going
Yeah.
to be a change in the organization. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So sometimes we hide from the truth when it comes to the realities. Why? Because you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. So it's time to some. So it's time for us to step up and to realize that, hey, things we need to look at this very seriously. And if you are intimidated by the big, scary world outside, come talk to us, because we are the career experts. We've been around, we've helped hundreds and hundreds of people already. So the big question then is this: when do I resign? I hate my job. Yeah, and when do I
When you have
resign? Under
found
what?
something, no, when you have lined up your ducks as best as you can
Yeah. Okay.
with
Uh,
taking into consideration all of the variables. There's so many
quack,
variables.
quack, quack, quack.
Resigning,
When
last resort.
resign last resort? Okay. Uh, you know, I think,
Last resort.
yeah, but it's a reality, it's an option. The question a lot of clients ask us is, can I resign if no job in hand? And our typical answer is,
You can do
if it's
anything you
causing you,
want.
can do anything you want. It's bad.
You can do
But
anything you want.
for
I'm
me,
not your mom. I'm not your
hi Santa.
warden. You
But
are you have free will. Answer.
but it's a matter of whether it's strategic or
I
wise.
mean,
Okay. Yeah.
yes, that's right. So the question should
And
be, do you what would be your advice? It's a different question.
yeah.
Can I resign without a
So
job? The answer is yes.
yeah, you can, right? Should I resign without a job? The answer is preferably not.
Uh,
But
Preferably
unless
not.
unless that job is something which is causing you a lot of distress, emotional,
Yes.
mental, physical, or if the job is dangerous, where you're supposing like you have to hand feed the lions every day, things like this, where it's a physical threat to your existence or safety, then quit, or if it's abusive, quit on the spot. Okay, so can you quit without a job in hand? Yes, you can. If you're feeling that you're in unsafe environment, or if you're feeling it's affecting your health, quit and figure things out. Okay, because honestly, your health and your safety is not worth dying over.
Yes. Yeah.
So
But
when
let's
when do I
exhaust all
resign?
other possible alternatives.
Yeah. So when do I resign? Resign when you're ready to, and don't make it an emotional decision. Come talk to us. Okay. You don't have to sign up for a whole package of a program with us. Okay. We have career clinics. We charge by the hour. Just come in, talk to us, and we'll help you provide some perspective. Reach out to us, info@careeragility.org. So what we always say:
TGIF.
if you are at a career crossroad, if you're experiencing a work quake, or if something is triggering you and telling you that, hey, it's something's not quite right, please come talk to us, because I think at the end of the day, I think that it's just having someone to provide perspective helps
Yep.
to lighten the load, doesn't it? Yeah.
It does, because you don't want to go this alone. This is a very lonely journey sometimes, and you got well-meaning friends
Yeah,
whose
very
advice
well
you
meaning friends.
know is not suited to
Yeah,
you because they
yeah,
don't know your environment.
yeah,
And maybe you get mentors who tell you things like follow your passion. Again, not bad advice, but hey, they've
yeah,
already made it. Of course, they can
yeah,
follow their passion. So,
yeah. It's so
not all
corny.
advice,
Yeah, not all
nonetheless,
advice is good. Yeah,
might be suitable. So, yeah, it's important to have some perspective and to bounce some ideas off.
yeah.
Definitely, yeah, reach out if you have any questions.
Yeah, in the
TGIF.
meantime, TGIF everyone, and have a great weekend ahead. The weekend is always good for reflection, and I think this weekend is as good as any. Have a great weekend and enjoy yourself. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bye.